Well, hello YouTube, this is Layout123 and today we're going to be taking a look at the 4P class by Hornby, which is a very old model, but I like it quite a lot. I love the wheel arrangement. I don't really see a lot like this. I don't know if they are quite common or not, but to me, to have sort of trailing wheels at the back is completely different to what I'm used to seeing. And we do have the two trailing wheels at the front as well, which is a bit of a different design. When I turn it upside down I will show you, but the box is very bland and boring. If we just have a quick look, the only good thing about all this older Hornby boxing is that they actually put the thing on it there. You see the class 4P, so you're always going to know what it is, and I think that's something that Hornby have really not necessarily forgotten about, but I don't think you see it as much today, and I think it's time we took a look at the loco now. And you can't deny it is a very stunning model. The detailing is second to none. If we take a look just at the side bit, there's something I don't really understand. I don't know if you can tell me why this is, but see that there's the plastic part to it in there. In the central part here, there is some plastic, and I'm not really sure why that is. Why is that bit plastic and the rest of it metal? Perhaps the audience can tell me about that. If we look underneath, you will see that weird design that I was talking about. Very strange system when it focuses in. Very strange. Look at that. Normally it's just a ball joint, but this is a bit more high tech from Hornby. Certainly something a bit different. If we look at the back end, it's pretty bland. But then again, there's not really much you can say about that. There's a nice coal detailing in the back behind the cabin, and I love the printing of the LMS logo alongside the number 2312. Inside there is very little cabin detail. Actually there is zero. You can just about make out the weight in there, which is quite disappointing really. That is for me what lets this model down, along with the fact it's not very heavy, and it does shake a little bit and rattle, and it does sort of take away and detract from the quality of it. But just looking down the side of it, you will see the great detailing of the model, the two little brass horns on the top as well. Can't fault it for that. Certainly can't fault it for that. Buffers are not sprung loaded, but I don't really mind. I'm not too bothered by them because they don't really do much anyway. Sprung loaded buffers, they're just there. And now let's look at the front, and the front of the train is just beautiful with the running number once again, but it looks full of power and full of a lot of grunt. If we take a look at the other side, it's pretty much the same, and when we turn it over, this is something I don't really understand too much. There's traction tyres on the middle set of wheels, which slip and slide, and no traction tyres on the rest of them. Obviously you can't have them on all of them, otherwise you wouldn't be able to pick up the power from down below on the bogie, but it's a little bit strange that. I don't think they did that. I think that's why it's too light. If it was heavier, you wouldn't need those traction tyres, and that's what really lets it down. I'm not 100% sure what it should really run with, but I've always just run it with mainly all the postal sort of stuff, and sometimes I might run it with some LMS coaches or Pullman coaches, like that, as I just showed you. Dear oh dear, that was a bit amateurish. I do like all of the pistons to it. It certainly adds that realism to it. It is very, very realistic on that front, but the fact it is light makes it a lot less realistic, the way it jumps about on the track. Slightly disappointing for me. I love the finish of the yellow all the way around. It's perfectly unmarked and perfectly imprinted on there, or painted on there. I'm not sure how they managed that, Hornby, but thumbs up for that. Great job. The steps at the side are alright, but this is the annoying thing for me, is if you look at the back end here, it's so light, it just wiggles as it goes along. It doesn't really, it just doesn't really look right to me. I think it would be more straight and going along, the sort of wiggling left and right a little bit, but I think I might be a bit too fussy sometimes. But then again, we all are. And the reason, if you are wondering on my channel why I've done a couple more Steam videos, is because I had sort of started quite heavily with the diesels and the EMUs, and I thought it was about time that I maybe focused on something a little bit different. And I know that a few of my subscribers are into Steam. Certainly it's something that I haven't really covered, and something I should really do a lot more on. And I think I've babbled on long enough. I've spoken about the strengths, which is definitely the detailing until we get to the cabin, which we can forget about. The weaknesses, which I feel is that weight is too light. And definitely, I would give it a score out of 10, probably a 7 out of 10. I don't think it's a 10 because of the lack of cabin detail and the weight issue. I don't really think it's the best runner in the world. I don't know whether it's just my one, but it doesn't run particularly smoothly. I might just take it to bits and do a service on it, and if it does run better, I will just put a video up of it running better, because Hornby, I always try and be fair. And yeah, that's pretty much it really. I think it's time that I showed you it running again, like I did at the beginning of the video. And let's put it on the track and show you that. Just before I do that, just another thing to point out is the couplings are the wider couplings, which we all like, better than the little Bachmann ones that you get, because they're just, you can have more confidence in it staying coupled. And I hate it. There's nothing worse than when a train comes uncoupled and crashes into the coaches. And now, without any further ado, it's time to show you this doing what it does best. Stumbling a little bit. And I have done a review of the B12 that you just saw. I don't know which one of the reviews will be up first, but they're both there. It's starting to run pretty well now. It has been playing up and it is stuttering a little bit. I'll just show you over the back. There's a bit of stuttering and the back end is wobbling and hobbling a little bit. Try and show you that. It's a hard feature to really pick up on, the back end wobbling, but if you have one of these you may notice it a bit more. It's slightly jumpy and looks a little bit lightweight, but I thank you for watching, everybody, and that's pretty much it for today. And stay tuned for more trains and more fun with Layout 123. And please comment, like, subscribe. Thank you very much, everybody, and see you all soon. Bye bye.